My mans, my friends, my hidden lovers, how are you guys doing? Good morning. So we are taking a trip down to Bend. Jelena and Isaac had some plans they made, and I get to play babysitter. It's gonna be awesome. We're gonna hang out, we're gonna do some family things. I just think this is gonna be a good trip for all of us to bond and, you know, have everything work out a little bit better, grow some stronger connection. We got little Ember in the car.
There
Look
she
at
is.
little Ember.
What's she doing in there?
Thank you to Jelena for doing that for me. But on that note, we're heading out. I've got my bus moved. I'm about to make sure it's all good and Gouda locked up and all that. Get jiggy with the jazz. Today is our third day in Bend. We just slept through the night, our second night. Then this is our hotel room that we did end up getting. Let's take a look-sees around. So we've already slept in it. I got my bed, they got theirs. This is what we're working with. And then we got little Ember. She's beauty. So as our outing was coming to an end, we were now heading back home. Luckily, the evacuation order had ended, but as we were heading back, I did get a clip or two of us traveling out of Bend, and this was the smog. The smoke from the fire was pretty bad. It was all covering Bend, and even to this point. And from Isaac, I also learned that this area was where the fire happened last year. I just wanted to, you know, give my 2 cents on the story. On August 9th, we were heading to Bend. Originally, it was supposed to be just Jelena and Isaac. They were going to go to their concert. It was going to be cool. They were either going to come back in the middle of the night, or they were just going to stay the night and come back on the 10th. Well, things never go as planned, as we have all come to discover way too often in our lives. Oh, goodness. Jelena and Isaac were following news and updates about the fires going on around us. And they came to learn that the 9th and the 10th were going to be the worst days of the fire. And boy, oh, were they right. So come the midday to the night of the 8th, they decided that I should go with them to Bend along with little Ember, mainly because they didn't want me to have to evacuate by myself, along with Ember, that is. Which turned out to be a very, very good idea. It got very bad. There was a mandatory evacuation for where we stay. It was not pleasant at all. We ended up having to stay out of our home for 3 solid days. And me and Isaac are having a good laugh over this, but I said, I'm gonna title my video, Fire Evacuation, No Funds, Living Off Jelena and Isaac. We both laughed about that, but I have to give a serious shout out, guys. Jelena and Isaac did take care of me. They housed me, made sure I was fed, just did a lot for me over these 3 days, and I really appreciate you guys for doing that. Eventually I plan to pay them back once I start making it big. I'm gonna take them to a nice fancy dinner, or either that, give them money so they can have a date night and watch Ember. I'm gonna try to help them out the best I can. But enough with that. So we finally make it to Bend. Jelena did a little funny. I don't know if she wants us to be known, but so on the 9th they had the concert. Jelena found a hotel that was incredibly cheap. Where we were supposed to stay. But we've come to discover she scheduled it a month out. We weren't supposed to be at that hotel's reservation for another month. Jelena was like, no wonder it was so cheap. Hey, mistakes happen. Luckily, the hotel had vacancies and they worked with us. It was pretty expensive. But, you know, due to the fires and whatnot, the lady was very willing to work with us at the first hotel we stayed at, and they gave us a discounted rate. The next day we did leave that hotel and went to a different hotel, and they were just as kind. They did work with us as well. They gave us a 2-for-1. because the fires at that point, it had actually were bad enough to where the mandate evacuation was in place. So we let the hotel know that, like, we can't even go back home. And they worked with us and gave us a 2-for-1 deal. God bless their souls. That is absolutely awesome. So that's what happened hotel-wise. The very first night, to explain my story, I was watching Little Ember. We got there, it was midday, we checked in, got familiarized, and I had to watch Little Ember. She was adorable when she wasn't crying. My first night, Ember's not used to me yet because I don't do a lot of babysitting with her. I'll hold her for small amounts of time, but she's not used to me. So the very first night was a little brutal. They had to leave at 6:30. Ember woke up and she was not having it. So I took over, watched her for about 40 minutes before I finally got her to sleep, and she cried all 40 of them. And the best thing about this is, I don't understand why this worked, but she slept for 5 hours. That was the only time during the entire trip she slept for a solid 5 hours, did not wake up. And then she finally woke up around 12:30. Yeah, 11:30, I think. It was 11:30. Angelina and Isaac made it back around 12. So Angelina and Isaac had a little fun. You know, drinks were involved. They got a babysitter. They didn't get too crazy. Don't go thinking they went and got blasted. Angelina came back. She was exhausted, tired. She had fun. She fell right to sleep. Me and Isaac took over Ember duty for 2 hours. Isaac was pretty tired because he fell asleep while little Ember was still fidgeting and upset in my arms. But luckily, it worked out really well. I just laid her on my chest facing upwards. It took half an hour, but she fell asleep and she slept for 3 hours. At that point, she did start crying at 5 in the morning. And so all of us woke up to take care of her. It was pretty awesome. But that was the first night. The second and third night, not too much happened. We didn't really do much per se. We just stayed at the hotel, but you know, with a baby, it takes you don't got a lot of energy to do a lot of things sometimes. She kept us up all night, every night, all 3 nights. We love her, but man, I was telling Angelina and Isaac, this right here, this is training. Because good Lord, I don't know if I want a baby just yet. Because she is a ball of energy that cries a lot. But I love her. I've also come to discover my limit with watching Little Ember. I can go about 40 minutes to an hour before I get upset at her for screaming and crying. Yes, she has cried for a solid hour in my arms before, and I was very calmly, very patient with her. I started getting a little frustrated at the hour mark, but I've come to, that's my limit. So I think I'm a very good babysitter on that aspect. But other than that, so we finally are making our way home on the 12th. The highways on one side did open up and we made it back yesterday. I tried to get a video out ASAP, but it didn't work out. We got back too late, and when you rush content, it just doesn't turn out well. And I want you guys to be happy watching my stuff. As happy as I can make you, you know? But we made it back. Everything worked out okay. Surprisingly, the air around here was very clean. It didn't have the smoky smell. It actually got worse in Bend. By the time we were leaving and heading away, the wind started shifting all the smoke towards Bend. And it smelled, you could smell the fire. You could smell the smoke in the air down there. About halfway through our trip, when we finally made it out around that location and we're getting closer to our home, it was smelling clean, fresh. And we just slept the night. Luckily, nothing crazy happened. There was no evacuation order in the middle of the night, as we're still level 2. At least yesterday, when we made it back, Isaac informed me we were level 2. So we could have been, you know, evacuated at any given time if the wind and if multiple factors didn't play in our favor. But that's my update, guys. Just want to let you know we're home, safe. And I thank you guys so much, so very dearly for watching my videos. If you watch my channel and you're liking the content, please subscribe. It's the best way to support and help me, and you will be mighty finely appreciated. And I hope to catch you guys in the next one. Here's my ending. I'm getting better at this. I hope you guys have a great, oh dang it, lunch, dinner, breakfast, lunch, brunch, dinner, day, evening, morning, night, midnight snack, whatever it is, make it the best you can, guys. And I do hope to catch you at the next one. Bye, guys.